Uncle Martin. He's here.
Dad's here. Hooray! Hi, Papa. You're here.
Yes, that seems to be the general consensus. Yeah, I feel like I've walked into the middle of a reception committee for the Beatles. Now, what's going on?
We couldn't wait for you to get home. Patty got an invitation to a school dance on the 25th.
Well, congratulations.
It's formal.
I see. That means you need a new dress. How do the fathers get along who aren't multimillionaires like me?
You wanted to look beautiful, don't you?
Well, of course I want her to look beautiful, but every time I turn around, we're buying her a new dress.
This is a very special dance, Uncle Martin.
Name one that isn't, Kath.
Papa, do you remember you once told me that you always wanted us to be able to really communicate? And if I ever wanted something badly and you turned me down, that I should say to you, it's important to me?
Yes?
It's important to me.
Okay, honey, you got it.
Thanks, Papa.
Now tell me about this great dance.
Oh, it's just about the biggest event of the year. You invite your best fella.
She'll be staying out real late. And I mean real late.
Oh, how late?
Oh, maybe till 1 or 2 in the morning.
1 or 2 in the morning? Did you approve of that?
In this case, yes.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's all right if you're chaperoned.
Oh, there won't be any chaperones.
Did you know that?
Yes, but it's all right.
Well, I suppose you're right. We don't have to worry about Richard.
Oh, I won't be going with Richard.
Now, wait a minute. If you think that we're going to let you stay out half the night with some strange boy, forget it.
Oh, but Papa...
No, Patty, and let's not discuss it. Now, we just stopped communicating. And I'm not going to change my mind.
But I've known him all my life. He's reliable and handsome and intelligent. He's the living end.
He is, huh? Well, who is this paragon of virtue?
You. It's the father-daughter dance.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I've never seen Patty so excited. She hasn't stopped talking about the dance all week.
Say, now, what about Kath? Couldn't I take her?
Well, I suggested it to her, but she said she wants it to be Patty's night. Kathy has her own date.
Gee, you know, it is a kind of a thrill having a daughter old enough to take to a dance.
Why, you'll be the handsomest couple there.
Those steaks smell great.
Yeah, they're almost ready. Hey, what's that for?
I'm just proud of you,
You mean because I make such great steaks?
because you're such a wonderful father.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of fathers in the class aren't even coming to the dance.
Why not?
Oh, they're too busy. Because they don't know how much it means to the kids.
Maybe they really can't make it, Patty.
Well, I feel sorry for them. I can't wait to do the Hully Gully with you.
The Hully Gully?
Yeah.
I'm not as young as I look.
Oh, come on, it's easy. I'll teach it to you. Come on, Papa.
I better get this out of
Oh, wait a
here.
minute.
Got a minute, Martin?
Oh, come on in, Henry.
I want to talk to you about the Publishers' Convention in Chicago Friday.
How long will you be gone?
I won't.
But you're making the keynote speech.
Not anymore. My wife has booked us on a Caribbean cruise. It's our 15th wedding anniversary, and I can't say no to her. We haven't had a vacation together in 15 years.
What's this?
The keynote speech for the convention. Better get ready to fly to Chicago. Give it everything you've got.
What's the date of that convention?
It's this Friday, the 25th.
The 25th? I'm afraid I can't go.
Well, why not?
Well, you see, there's this father-daughter dance at Patty's school, and I promised her
You
that
can take her out dancing some other time. I'll have Miss Harvey book you on the noon plane.
Yeah, but Henry...
Yes?
Well, it would really be better if you could get somebody else to go. Now, Al Marcus is very good at making
If I wanted
speeches.
Al Marcus to go, I would have sent Al Marcus. This is very important for the Chronicle. And it won't do you any harm, either.
Patty's going to look so beautiful.
I'm sure she will. Well, hello, darling.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hi.
You're home early.
Yeah, I have something to tell Patty.
You're making plans for the dance. Oh, that's sweet.
Well, it's not exactly sweet.
Your dress shirt came, and wait until you see what Patty bought today. You don't have to wait. Look.
Good evening, Papa.
Gee, Patty, that's beautiful.
Do you really like it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. You look so grown up.
Doesn't she?
Patty, you did say that this dance is on Friday the 25th, didn't you?
Yep. It's my red letter day. Poor Sue Ellen. Her father's flying to some bankers' convention and won't be there. She's so mortified she stayed out of the malt shop all week. She can't face the other kids.
Well, I'm sure her father couldn't help it, dear.
Well, that's right. Sometimes circumstances come up where you're trapped.
Yeah. But when it comes to a choice between something else and your own child, there's not much excuse, is there?
Well...
Papa, there's going to be this big reception in the auditorium before the dance. I'm on the reception committee. You'll get to meet all the other fathers. Then we go into the gym to dinner. I help plan the menu myself. We have a choice of meat or fish. I even arranged for artichokes because you love them. After dinner, we dance. I'm on the dance committee. Wait till you hear the band. We got Marty Morton and his Marvelous Maniacs. He plays at the Ambassador Room.
He does.
That's the wildest place in town.
Patty, you've never been to the Ambassador Room, have you?
You can't get in without a bank book.
You know what? I'm going to take you there. It'll be just the two of us.
You mean it?
I certainly do. It'll be the greatest night of your life.
Are we invited?
No, sir. Just Patty and me.
Did you hear that? When are we going?
When I get back from Chicago, where I'm delivering the keynote speech at the Publishers Convention, which is why I can't come to your dance on Friday.
Oh, Martin.
You see, it just came up this afternoon, and I tried to talk Anderson out of it, but I couldn't. Now, don't worry, Patty. I'll make it up to you. We'll go to the Ambassador Room, and we'll dance.
I don't want to go to the Ambassador Room.
Oh, please understand, honey.
I do understand. Excuse me. I'll go talk to her.
Oh, Martin.
Well, I hated to do that to her, but I can't help it.
Well, this dance is such a big thing to her.
Well, the trip is a pretty big thing, too. I mean, actually, it's quite an honor having Anderson ask me to take his place.
Congratulations.
Boy, I wish everybody would stop treating my work as though it were some kind of a hobby. It does pay our bills, and I can't jeopardize my job to go to a dance.
Of course not. Excuse me.
I'm sure your father couldn't help it, Patty. You saw how disappointed he was. These things happen sometimes. I've been bragging to all the kids about how he was going to be there and how handsome he was going to look. There will be other dances. I've never been to a dance with my father. You don't know how much it meant to me. Didn't mean a thing to him. Of course it did. Has he ever broken a promise to you before? No. No, he hasn't. You know something, Kath? Papa's never broken a promise to me before in his life. Do you know what that means? What? He's gonna take me to that dance. Patty, he just told you why he can't. You're the one who's always talking about the power of positive thinking. Yes, but do you remember when your father promised you he'd come over here from Europe to visit with you for Christmas? And everybody said he couldn't get here? But you knew he would? Yes. You never gave up. You believed in it, and it happened. Patty, all it takes is a little faith. If I can't have faith in my own father, who can I have faith in? I've got to go apologize to Papa. Good luck. Papa?
Patty, I know how you feel.
I feel wonderful.
You do?
You bet I do.
Well, I can't tell you how much better that makes me feel. You know, I knew you'd understand.
Oh, I do. Now.
And I meant it about the ambassador room. We'll go there.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but I want to take you out dancing.
We will. Bye.
Bye.
What happened?
Oh, well, newspaper man developed certain instincts about the way people behave. I knew Patty wouldn't stay upset for long.
Well, I'm so relieved. I was afraid she'd be terribly hurt.
Well, it takes a man to understand the psychology of a woman.
Bullseye! That's another game. That's $10,000 you owe me. Try for double or nothing. Are you sure you're not using a crooked dartboard?
Your father's leaving. Do you want to say goodbye?
Oh, sure. Patty, promise me you won't get upset. What's there to get upset about? He's not leaving. Because I positively know that my father is taking me to the father-daughter dance tonight.
You will take care of yourself, won't you?
Now, don't worry. And I'll phone you from Chicago. Well, I'm on my way, Patty.
Are you?
Maybe you could join Kathy on her date tonight.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
Well, the next father-daughter dance, I'll be there.
I know you will.
Well, I mustn't keep the plane waiting. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Martin. Patty, I am really very proud of you. You behaved like a very understanding adult.
Let's face it, I'm not a kid anymore. Well, I've got to get back upstairs. I'm $10,000 ahead.
Meat, vegetables, fruit, juice, milk, eggs, and popcorn. Isn't Patty coming down?
Yes, she's getting dressed.
Why does it take girls so long to get dressed? Boy, when I'm grown up, I'm gonna give my date 3 minutes, and if she's not ready, I just go on alone.
You'd better plan on going a lot of places alone. Did she make a date with Richard for this evening?
No. She said she already had a date.
With whom?
Her father. Do I look all right?
Well, you look lovely, darling, but where are you going?
To the father-daughter dance.
Hello? Oh, hello, Martin. Yes, she's right here. It's your father.
I told you.
He's phoning from Chicago.
It's really been bad, huh?
Patty hasn't talked to anyone since Friday night.
I don't understand it. When I left, she was so cheerful.
She kept waiting for fate to step in and send you to that dance with her.
Hello, darling.
Good evening, Father.
Well, I'm back. How are you?
Just fine. Thank you.
The convention went very well. I was the hit of the evening. You remember what I promised you about the ambassador room? Well, next Friday night, you and I...
Thank you, but I'd rather not.
Why not, Patty?
Well, you see, I've talked to some of the kids who've been there, and they say it's a big drag, and I don't think you'd like it very much. I'd simply hate it. Thank you anyway, Father. If you'll excuse me, I have an awful lot of homework to do.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right.
She's really deeply hurt. I had no idea that... Well, of course, there's nothing I could have done about it anyway. I had to go to that convention.
Oh, I know you did, darling. And Patty'll know it, too. Just give her a little time. A young woman doesn't like to be rushed.
You just gave me an idea. I know exactly how to snap Patty out of this.
How?
Well, it's the oldest technique in the world, but it always works.
Flowers for Miss Patty Lane.
Oh, I'll take them for her. Thank you. Flowers for you, Patty.
Me?
That Richard, he shouldn't throw his money around like that. Are they from Richard?
No.
To Patty, the most understanding daughter in the world. Love, Papa.
Candy for Miss Patty Lane.
Thank you. To sweeten up your day. Love, Papa.
Package for Miss Patty Lane.
Thank you, Father.
It's funny, but I never realized how much I enjoyed hearing you call me Papa until you started calling me Father.
It's beautiful.
Why don't you read the card?
To wear tonight at the ambassador room. Your best date.
What do you say? Would mean a lot to me.
To me, too. Oh, Papa. I feel like a new woman.
Good. Tonight, you're going to put on that beautiful formal, and you and I are going to the ambassador room where we will hully-gully the entire evening away to the music of Marty Morton and his marvelous Maniacs.
Papa, you're the end.
That's true.
You know something? This is the third time I've put this dress on, and I haven't worn it anyplace yet. They say the third time's the charm. Everybody at school's just drooling. Imagine having a ringside table at the ambassador room.
How the kids at school know about it?
Patty's been on the phone for the last 5 hours. All the kids who were making snide remarks because Daddy didn't go to the school dance are choking on their words. They've only read about the ambassador room. I'm going there. I can just see the maitre d'. Oh, good evening, mademoiselle. Monsieur, have you a reservation? No? Oh, I'm so sorry. Ah. Maman, mademoiselle, are you not Miss Patty Lane? I saw you play Cleopatra at the Brooklyn Heights High School. It was nothing. Ah, you were magnifique. Oh, this is a very great honor. Allow me to give you and your escort a ringside table. Mama, this is the happiest night of my life. I'm sorry I acted like such a baby. I should have known Papa would make it up to me. This is 100 times better than any old school dance. Where's Papa?
I think he's getting dressed.
Oh, I guess I'm ready. I better go get him. Thanks. Bye, Kath. I'm glad everything turned out so well.
So am I, but I wouldn't want to go through it again.
Neither would I.
How long ago did it start? Was there any official word from the truce team? Uh-huh. All right. Now, I want you to find out when the shooting started and who started it. The whole works. And try to keep a line open to Kurdistan, at least until they overrun the telephone office there. And have Howard dig up all the background information in our files. Also, I want you to find out whether the rebels have captured the general and whether the government buildings have been taken over yet. And tell Otto to get set to run an extra, and I'll be down there in about 15 minutes. Oh, yeah, I want a full-page spread, plenty of pictures. I think if we move fast, we can get on the street before the Record does. Now, I'm counting on you to handle everything until I get there. Right. Oh, and would you see if you can round up some of the day crew and have them stand by? All right, fine. Thanks, Pete.
Papa.
Patty.
You're gonna hate me.
Listen, honey.
Papa, I can't go to the ambassador room with you tonight.
What?
You see, tonight's the night of the big basketball game, and I forgot all about it. I already have a date with Richard.
You have a date?
Please don't be too unhappy. Maybe we can go to the ambassador room another night. I just can't break my date with Richard. He turns into a regular green-eyed monster.
Well, can't have anything like that happen, can we? All right, honey. Listen, as long as you're going out with Richard, maybe I'll take a run on down to the Chronicle for a little while. They might just need me down there. And, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Papa. Bye.
Bye.
You don't really have a date, do you?
Oh, you won't say anything to him, Mom, will you?
Not a word.
Thanks. It would have just killed him if he had to break another date with me.
What are you going to do?
I guess I'll call Richard and see if he can find a formal basketball game. That's great, Papa.
Oh, thanks, honey. Listen, I better check the stakes. Say, how was that basketball game last night?
Wonderful. Yes, it was a very exciting game.
Who won?
Brooklyn Heights High. It was a tie.
I liked your story in the Chronicle, Martin.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up a Pulitzer Prize for that.
Wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll say, where'll we put it?
I think maybe we just give it to Patty.
Do you mean you knew about last night?
I told you a newspaper man has pretty good instincts about people. Honey, I have a great idea. Tonight, why don't you put on your formal? We'll go on down.
Oh, no.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty
Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
And this, and this.
Hello, Aunt Natalie, Ross.
Hello, Kathy.
What's going on?
Oh, it's another lane landslide. Everything comes downstairs, but nothing goes back up.
Why am I stuck with it?
Ross, you have got to learn to take things back up to your room, dear. You make us all look like messy livers.
Messy livers. Sounds like a new dish.
Okay, but what about Patty? She's the real living room litter girl.
Oh, I'm ready to pull her over to the curb the minute she comes down the stairs.
Is this enough? I'll need an escort to get me back to my home field.
Kathy, I ran into one of your school teachers today, Miss McClintock.
Huh?
And she tells me she thinks you ought to be voted Student of the Year. And she thinks you will.
That'd be wonderful.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you, Aunt Natalie.
We're all very proud of you.
I'm not.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
She's setting a bad family example. Now I'll be expected to be Student of the Year. You make it tough on a poor little kid who just wants to remain a normal dope.
Come on, Ross. I'll be your fighter escort and get you back home. Hi, what a short Santa Claus.
Laugh all you can. You're next.
Oh, Patty!
Yeah? Oh, Mama, I can't take them up now. Richard is coming to pick me up.
You know, you're improving, Patty.
I am?
You're thinking up excuses before I ask you to do something.
Oh.
Here, this just sort of floated down from your room.
Mom, Richard really is coming to pick me up.
I called first.
You see?
Honey, at least you can take the sun lamp up now.
Oh, Mama, I like it there. You see, I use it to dry my hair while I'm on the telephone. And besides, it looks very nice there, like a regular lamp.
If this were a barber shop, it might look like a regular lamp. Oh, honey, you can take these things up while you're standing here arguing about it.
Mama, please, I have got to get to the shake shop to study.
At the shake shop.
Yeah, Rich and I always study at the shake shop. You wouldn't want me to flunk shake shop, would you? Hi, Rich.
What kept you so long?
Oh, my mother had a lot of things for me to do. Come on.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Patty, the habits we form when we're young are very important.
You know something? I can't figure out how my case got to the Supreme Court so fast. I didn't even know I was on trial.
You're not on trial, darling.
It's just that whenever your mother and I ask you to do something, we get evasion instead of action.
We're wondering if it's the same at school.
Hey, I feel like I picked up the plague.
Well, you have. The put-it-off plague. Happily, there's a simple solution.
Tell me I'm simple.
I wish I'd said that.
All right. You take that same wonderfully wild energy that you spend evading things, and you redirect it to doing things. Let me give you an example. There's a copy boy down at the paper who's on his way up. You know why? Because every time someone asks him to do something, he says, can do. No problem, no sweat. Now that boy is going places. You get what I mean?
Yeah. You'd rather have a can-do copy boy than a no-can-do daughter.
Patty, think about this.
The point is, Patty, that the boy's attitude is refreshing and inspiring to everyone. Now, instead of taking a negative attitude, the secret is to say yes to life. You see?
Without even realizing it, your cousin Kathy does.
What do I do, Aunt Natalie? Say yes to life. I do? Yeah. Without even realizing it. You're serious, aren't you, Papa?
You bet I am.
Okay. Instant transformation. Can do, Patty.
Good for you, darling. Now then, since this has turned into a family meeting...
What meeting?
The one you're in. Go ahead.
My women's club meets here Thursday, and I would like some help making the coffee cake.
Can do.
Good meeting.
It's not over.
And I would appreciate some help polishing the silver.
No problem.
Great meeting.
And the patio needs attention. Ross, I said the patio needs attention.
No sweat.
Oh, Patty, it's all right if the copy boy uses that expression, but,
Oh, okay, Papa. No perspiration.
Laugh it up, Kathy. We're off the hook.
Oh, you know something? I feel better already.
Patty, you're a wonderful girl to make an about face like this.
It was nothing. Oh, there's Richard. See ya. Bye.
Bye, slave.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Patty. You ready to heel and toe it to the water hole?
Yeah.
I presume that means you're walking to the shake shop.
Oh, hi, Mr. Lane. It must be great to have a father who speaks English.
Yeah.
Richard, you know, you often remind me of a young Great Dane, but just what are you doing?
Well, I have to decide what to order Patty at the shake shop.
I don't understand.
Well, haven't you noticed? Your daughter's been wearing fruit-flavored perfume.
Fruit-flavored perfume?
It's the latest thing, Papa.
It wouldn't do to order a cherry picker free flight flip if she's wearing wild grape.
Oh, no, of course not.
And the scents would definitely clash. So I have to determine here. Because the shake shop, everything smells the same. Orange.
Tangerine.
Can't you take her word for it?
Sure. But it wouldn't be as much fun.
Good night, Richard. Teenagers. I wish I'd been one. Well, there's no denying you came to the right person for help.
Oh?
Yeah, our daughter's all straightened out. She's volunteered to help you with the cake, polish the silver, manicure the patio.
She certainly did.
Yes, indeed.
And left without doing anything. As your advisor, I have called this meeting to select a new treasurer. Arthur, as you know, has enlisted. Of course, if anybody would like to volunteer...
Can do.
You, Patty? You really want to volunteer for this job?
No problem.
Well, unfortunately, Arthur was a little bit behind in his dues collections and postings, billings, banking. Well, Arthur was effective on the football field, but as a financier... You sure you want to volunteer for this job?
No perspiration.
No what?
Thank you, Miss McClintock. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Here you go, Rich.
Excuse me, Patty, but that was you that volunteered just a minute ago, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
You volunteered for drudgery?
That's right. The secret is to say yes to life, Alice. Do it sometime. Makes you feel good inside. Come on, Rich.
I don't know how soon she'll be back, Richard. She's a student representative on the Borough Beautiful Committee, you know. Volunteered.
I know. She also volunteered to organize our Shake It or Leave It Club.
Shake It or Leave It Club? I'm afraid to ask what that is.
Well, it's a dance club, Mr. Lane. We're going to hold our meetings at the Shake Shop.
Hello, Richard. Where's Patty? My club women will be here Thursday. The coffee cake isn't made. The silverware hasn't been polished, and the weeds in the patio are feeling very secure.
Well, she's probably pacing herself.
She's taking on too much.
Yeah. She'll be burned out before she's 20, and I don't want to drudge for a wife.
We'll worry about that when the time comes, and it hasn't. Now, meanwhile, you're both forgetting a truism. The more work you assume, the more work you can do. So relax.
If this is tiring you, Richard.
Oh, it isn't that, Mrs. Lane. It's that I haven't had much sleep lately. Those committees are killing me.
Committees?
Yeah. Patty sets it up, and I carry out the work. I must have been up to 11 o'clock last night ringing doorbells.
Was she ringing doorbells?
No, she's too busy.
Busy doing what?
Well, you know, being the brains.
That shouldn't take her too long.
Where is everybody? Hello? I'm home. Hey, look at all of you.
Hello, darling. Home is where the weeds are growing.
Huh?
Well, why don't you relax with us, Mr. Lane?
Relax.
This has to be against the child labor law.
Ask your sister. I think she volunteered to write the original law.
So where is she?
Search me. Is there a neighborhood volunteer fire department? She may have joined that.
Don't forget this.
Well, now, just a minute. We should not be doing Patty's work for her. Can anybody around here say no?
It's pretty hard to say no to her, Mr. Lane. You know how Patty is when she flies. She's marching along, conquering the world like Alexander the Great. And it's up to us peasants to execute for the great executor.
Well, let's all remember an old truism. The more work you assume, the more work you can do.
Look, Natalie, do you think it's a good idea for me to bend over weeding like that? I mean, my sacroiliac might pop.
Oh, I don't think it'll pop. Think positive. You know, can do.
Well, Patty's really doing a great job. We mustn't discourage her. I mean, we wouldn't want to break her spirit now that she's learning how to assume obligations, would we?
It's so exciting, this serving selflessly. Kids at school look at me differently. They look up to me. Mr. Brewster called me in this afternoon. He said, Patty, we at Brooklyn Heights High are proud of you. Your leadership has been an inspiration to your fellow students. I salute you. Wonderful, Patty. I'd salute you, too, if I had time. How are you coming with the books? Arthur left them in pretty bad shape, huh? That's putting it mildly. Mr. Brewster also said, Patty, you keep going at this rate, and you could be the first woman president of the United States. I believe it, especially if they change the voting procedure so you can just volunteer. President Patty Lane. Maybe I should make it Patricia. Patty's a little informal. Anything you say, Madam President. President Patricia Lane. PL tells the nation. PL calls a conference of the United Planets. PL saves the universe. You are the most modest president the colonies have ever had. I'll never change, Kath. I'll never forget you, my dear, devoted cousin. I'll make you Secretary of the Treasury. Thank you, no. Secretary of Labor? That's a little more like it. And Richard? Richard. Dear, devoted Richard. First Lady? Kathy, I love you. You know something? I must love you, too.
You know, Kath, it's really nice having you studying down here with us.
Thank you. It gets kind of lonely up in our room with Patty gone all the time.
I hear when she runs out of local projects, she's gonna call a meeting on the moon. They'll elect her Miss Looney.
She's wonderful. Hi, group. Just thought I'd drop by on my way to another meeting. When are you here?
You're president of the Musicians Union.
No. We just came from the shake shop, and there's a campaign to vote me Student of the Year tomorrow.
Student of the Year? Hey, Natalie, did you hear that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
It's like a regular ground surge. The kids think Patty's the most. Can do this, can do that. I don't think there's anything they think she can. Mr. Lane, aren't you feeling well? Oh, sure.
I stand up fine, see? Congratulations, Patty.
Thanks, Papa.
Oh.
You've opened up a whole rich new life for me. A life of milling masses, stumbling aimlessly, looking for a leader. Well, off to the cheerleaders' awards meeting.
You leaving so soon? I thought maybe you'd stay long enough to meet the family.
Well, we who have so much to give must put aside our personal life and give.
What do you know? Student of the Year. Isn't that wonderful?
I think I'll take a walk to the library. There's a book I need. Excuse me.
What did I say?
You had no reason to know, Martin, but being Student of the Year means the world to Kathy. And I feel after all she's done for the school, she deserves it.
I see what you mean. Well, do you think Patty will win?
I don't. She's got a winning smile, but a losing face.
As much as we love Patty, by comparison, she is sort of a flash in the pan. I'm sure they don't know that Kathy prepared a treasurer's report.
The heck with that. Do they know I polished her silverware? I want to go to that meeting tomorrow. I'll expose her.
All right, take it easy, Ross. This calls for cool heads. It'd be terrible if Kathy didn't get her just reward.
What about mine? Like 50 cents an hour, retroactive, time and a half for overtime, old age benefits, Social Security, paid wash-up time. Just turn Patty's allowance over to me. I'll deduct it from my pay.
This is a great moment for us. We have been appointed to take charge of the Brooklyn Heights High Beautifying Project.
When you say we,
I mean all of us. Well, sure, I am chairman of the committee, but it's as I told the principal this morning. But I can't do it without all of you, the workers.
What do we have to do exactly?
Clean up the school grounds.
Clean up the school grounds?
Yes. Now, don't think of it as a civic duty. Think of it as a civic pleasure. Brooklyn Heights High is going to be the most beautiful school in the country. And I'm going to see to it that each and every one of you gets his own personal inspection kit. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have another meeting.
Patty, I don't know where you get the energy to do all this.
You know something, Richard? Sometimes I surprise myself. Oh. Congratulations! We have been selected to make Christmas presents for the juvenile delinquents at Danville Reformatory.
Who selected us?
I did. Oh, come on, that's a big opportunity for us. Now, Mr. Roberts said we could use the school workshop. That means you can work Saturdays, Sundays, and evenings.
Oh.
Now, where is your school spirit? Hop to it!
You've done it again.
We've done it again. I have some wonderful news for us. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. We have just been appointed to march with the Volunteer Fire Department of Brooklyn Heights in a Columbus Day parade. I better give that one to Kathy. Come in.
You busy, honey?
I'm never too busy for you, Papa. What do you want done?
Well, I don't want anything done. I just wanted to talk to you.
Oh, then I am a little busy. As corresponding secretary for the Junior League, yeah?
Corresponding secretary?
Yeah.
Who's going to do the corresponding?
Well, I'm going to take the notes, and then Kathy said she wouldn't mind writing a few letters and addressing them for me, and she types much faster than I do.
Patty, you're marvelous. You know, sometimes I think of you as a beautiful, spirited, high-flying kite.
Okay, I'm a kite, but I'm also a corresponding secretary. See ya.
A way-out kite, way up there on a thrilling ride. But you know, you're asking a lot of other people to keep you flying.
serious, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'd like to reel you in just a little bit and see if your perspective doesn't change.
Okay. Reel me in.
The kids at school are all looking up to you these days. Why? Why do you think they're looking up to you, huh?
Well, I'm not very good as a talking kite.
Well, I think it's because you've taken on a lot of jobs that they don't want to get involved in. You've become a problem broker. You got a reputation, a wonderful reputation as a doer, and that's good. The only thing is that a lot of people who love you have been doing the doing. Now, one of them sleeps right here in this room, and I'm afraid she's going to be crying herself to sleep tomorrow night.
Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
Why would she be crying?
Well, because she's been looking forward to being Student of the Year.
She has?
That's what you told your mother.
Oh, boy.
It seems that being picked as Student of the Year means as much to her as,
Being first woman president of the United States means to me.
No.
Well, I guess that election will have to wait a while, huh?
Congratulations, Patty.
Oh, thanks a lot. What for?
I hear you're a cinch to be Student of the Year.
Hi, Patty. How's it feel to be Student of the Year?
Richard, they haven't even voted yet.
Oh, I keep my ear to the ground. You're a cinch. Come on, they're starting the vote. We want to cast our ballots, don't we?
Yes, we certainly do.
Where's Kathy?
Oh, she didn't feel too well this morning. She wasn't sure if she could make it to school or not.
It's too bad. She should be here to see you elected.
Yeah.
Would you all be seated, please? Now, before we open our books, we're going to cast our votes for Student of the Year.
Patty Lane!
Mrs. Clinton, may I say a few words, please?
Victory speeches usually take place after the election.
Yes, Patty.
Well, I just wanted to tell you all what a thrill it is to have even been nominated for Student of the Year. Everyone's been calling me Can-Do Patty. And that's right, I sure can. You bring me a problem, and I'll get it done. I didn't say I'd do it, I just said I'd get it solved. Because I have a cousin named Kathy. She's the one who's been getting things solved around here. Everything that's been done around here has been done by Kathy, with all of you helping her. I've just been a lot of wind. Oh, sure, it takes wind to make the windmill go round, but it's the windmill that does the work.
Good morning, Kathy.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Murchison.
Aren't you late for class?
Well, they're having the voting for the Student of the Year.
Well, go on in.
And I thought I'd wait until it was...
Go on.
Thank you. So I think that that's the kind of person you want to vote for. Someone who's not afraid to tackle anything. Someone who's not afraid of a little work. Someone who gets the job done. I move that this class choose her by unanimous acclamation.
Well, it is passed unanimously. Is there anything you'd like to say, Kathy?
No, Miss McClintock. Except that I believe the class has made a very wise choice. What did I say? You just made your acceptance speech, Kathy. You're Student of the Year.
Hi, Richard. I guess you heard the news.
Yeah, Kathy told us.
I wish you would have heard Patty. You sure would have been proud of her.
I've always been proud of her, Richard.
She just had that class in the palm of her hand.
I wish she'd occupy the palms of her hands with something a little more practical, like the dishes, for instance. There must be 1,000 of them out there.
Well, wouldn't your club women volunteer?
Well, they aren't expected to.
Well, where's Patty? We got to make the scene at the Waterhole. We're having a meeting of the Shake It or Leave It Club.
I wish I could join you. Actually, I haven't seen her for the last hour or so.
Good heavens!
What now?
Is that you, Patty?
Yeah, that's me. Can do, Patty.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
His name is Woodrow Warren Caldwell III. Imagine. I'll try, Patty. Where did you meet him? Right here in the shake shop. I was sitting at this very table, sharing a banana dream with Richard. And suddenly I looked up, and there he was in the phone booth. Who introduced you? Well, nobody yet. Then how do you know his name? Well, while he was in the phone booth, I happened to take a look at his briefcase. He was just transferred here from a very chic boarding school in Connecticut. How did you know that? I happened to be passing by the registrar's office this morning, and I looked up his school file. Patty, don't you think that's being a bit nosy? Kathy, when the most divine man who ever lived pops into your life, you don't just sit around. You go. Couldn't you go a little more slowly? He was born in Boston, and his folks are terribly blue blood. That was in his school file? No, that was in the social register. Kathy, he's got everything. What about Richard? Richard? Richard's very sweet, and I really like him. But when you meet someone like Woodrow Warren Caldwell,
Who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hello there. They said the feature editor of the Bugle wanted to do a story on me. I'm Woody Caldwell.
yes, you certainly are. Hi, I'm Patty Lane, the feature editor.
Where shall we start?
Well, why don't you tell me all about yourself?
Well, I was born in
Boston.
How did you know?
Oh, I just took a lucky guess.
Oh, well, then I went to day school. Don't you want to take notes?
Notes? Oh, no, I have total recall. Like an IBM machine.
You're terrific.
You're a sensation. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I'm terribly keen on squash.
Your hobby is eating squash?
Squash. Tennis.
Oh, of course. Hi. And goodbye.
Well, hello. I'm Sue Ellen Turner.
I'm Woody Caldwell.
Isn't that funny? My father told me I'd probably run into you.
That's very
Your
funny.
father?
Yes, Dad is vice president of the First Mortgage and Trust Bank down in Wall Street.
Well, that's where Dad banks.
Yes, I know. They're great buddies.
My father's managing editor of the New York Daily Chronicle.
We must get together soon.
Where's it?
At the Brooklyn Heights Mortgage Savings and Loan Association.
I'll call you.
Yeah, about this interview.
I'm afraid I have to make a class.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.
What a charming boy.
Well, I saw him first, so forget it.
You?
Yes?
My dear child, there's only one girl in this entire school with the wealth, background, and social position worthy of Woodrow Warren Caldwell III, and you're looking at her. Excuse me.
Let me get this straight, Patty. You want me to tell you all about our ancestors, huh?
That's right. Who were the Lanes, Papa? What did they do?
Well, they were mostly... Patty, why this sudden interest in genealogy?
What's something I've always wondered about?
Huh? Well, I can tell you one thing about them. You can be very proud of your forebears.
I can?
Oh, yeah. They've all been good, decent, hard-working people.
That's all?
Wasn't that enough?
Oh, sure, Papa, but... Well, weren't any of them, like, famous or distinguished or noble?
Well, let's see now. Well, it was old Joshua Lane of Brattleboro.
There was?
Yeah. He founded the first general store in Vermont.
A storekeeper.
And then there was Lieutenant Noah Lane, who fought in the Civil War.
A war hero?
Yeah. He was one of the first Union officers to be captured.
Captured? Oh, you mean in a gallant stand against the foe?
No, actually, it was in the retreat from the Battle of Bull Run.
Martin, you can spare these slacks, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. They look like they belong to Ross.
Hey, Mama, you're not going to give away my green sweater.
Oh, well, you never wear it, dear.
I know, but it's my favorite one.
Now, Patty, surely you're not going to begrudge an old sweater to the Salvation Army.
Well, not the Salvation Army. We've a new neighbor who's starting a thrift shop, Mrs. Caldwell.
Oh, okay, I guess if it's for charity. Did you say Mrs. Caldwell?
That's right.
Mrs. Woodrow Warren Caldwell?
The second was on the crest on her stationery.
Oh, she can have my sweater. She can have everything I've got.
Well, that's very generous of you, darling. Martin, can you drop these things off on your way downtown tomorrow?
Oh, that's all right, Papa. I'll deliver them to her.
Well, thanks.
Well, it's the least I can do for the deserving poor. I'll go see if I can round anything else up. Bye.
Well, what do you suppose came over her?
Mrs. Woodrow Warren Caldwell II, obviously. Who is she?
Terribly rich and social, I gather.
Well, I'll bet. I'll also bet she has a son named Woodrow Warren Caldwell III.
My dear, I'm overwhelmed. Such generosity.
Oh, it's nothing, really, Mrs. Caldwell.
Don't be so modest, my child. Some of these things are practically new.
Yes, that's our way. We like to wear things once and then just give them to some worthy cause.
Well, I'll have to send your mother a very special thank you note.
Oh.
What is your name, child?
Patty Lane.
Lane. Are you by any chance related to the Boston Lanes?
Interesting you should ask, Mrs. Caldwell. As a matter of fact, one of my ancestors, Joshua Lane, was the first man to set up credit with the Indians in Vermont.
Really?
It was sort of a pre-Revolutionary War diners club.
Really?
Yes. His great-grandson, who was General Noah Lane, was almost a big Civil War hero.
How interesting.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you again, my dear.
Well, I'd like to stay around and help if I could.
Oh, but you've done enough.
Oh, well, I'd like to rally round. Really, I would.
Well, we do need someone to make an inventory of all these things.
Wizard.
Now, just write down the name of the things we have to sell, and then we'll... Good heavens. Here comes another good Samaritan.
Bless its little heart. Oh, dear. Oh, we don't want this junk, Mrs. Caldwell.
Mom sent them, Mrs. Caldwell. I'm Sue Ellen Turner.
Oh, so you're the Turner girl. How kind of you.
I also wanted to volunteer my services.
Well, we don't need them. Thank you very much.
Oh, please, I so want to help.
Very well, dear. You can make an index of the list of our donors.
Thank you.
My, what dedication.
Social climber.
Copycat.
Upstart.
Phony.
Girls, look who dropped by. This is my son, Woodrow.
Hi.
Woody, would you be a lamb and drive over to Mrs. Montague's? She's donating a lovely old desk.
Yes, Mother.
Well, it's a little large. I wonder if you can manage it yourself.
I'll go. Let me help.
Well, that's what I call esprit de corps. Patty.
Yes.
You better finish the inventory. You go, Sue Ellen.
Yes, Mrs. Caldwell. Shall we press on, darling?
I'll give you the address.
I haven't been able to get a hold of you all week. What's the matter with you?
Nothing, Richard.
And you're never in when I phone you. And you don't call back. Patty, is there somebody else?
Now, whatever gave you a ridiculous idea like that? Of course not. Excuse me. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Woody.
Who's Woody?
Mom wondered if you could come tonight and help address envelopes.
Tonight?
That's right.
To your house? Wizard, Woody.
I know, it's that new society boy with all the clothes. Woody Caldwell.
Mom says 8-ish.
8-ish? Right-ish. Bye.
So, there was somebody else. I was right.
Yes, Richard, I'm afraid so.
But Patty, you're my girl. Till the end of time, you said.
And I meant it, Richard. I really meant it. When you meet somebody like Woodrow Warren Caldwell III.
Yeah, sure. I know he's got social position and good looks and fancy clothes. And he drives around in a jazzy foreign sports car. But aside from that, what's so special? I'm telling you straight, Caldwell. Stay away from my girl. Okay, Caldwell, if that's the way you want it. Sorry, old boy, but you asked for it.
Yes?
I'm Richard Harris. I want to see Woodrow Warren Caldwell III.
Of course, this way, please.
Thank you. Stop.
Hi, fella. What can I do for you?
My name's Richard Harrison.
Yes?
And I just wanted to say, welcome to Brooklyn Heights.
Sis, on your feet. You're invited to a party.
Open my mail again, fiend.
It was dressed for the family from Sue Ellen's folks.
Sue Ellen. Mr. and Mrs. George Turner request the pleasure of your company at a fundraising party for the Caldwell Thrift Shop. Oh, that's Sue Ellen. She'll stop at nothing.
Patty, what does that mean? Black tie?
Black tie. Oh, no.
What's the matter?
That means it's a formal party and I don't have anything to wear. But I like that blue dress you have. Oh, that old thing. Wait till you see what Sue Ellen turns up in.
Are clothes all that important?
Well, to Woody they are. You should see how he dresses. There's only one hope. I'll just explain to Papa why he's got to buy me a fabulous new formal. Do you think he will? When he knows that my whole future happiness is at stake, what else can he possibly say?
I'm sorry, Patty. We just can't afford it.
Please, Papa.
What's wrong with that blue dress of yours? It's less than a month old.
But everybody's seen it.
Oh, it's...
Oh, could I buy a dress with my own money?
I think that's a lovely idea.
Oh, good. Then could I have an advance on my allowance for the next 3 years?
No, you can't.
Why not, Papa?
Because you're growing up, honey, and I think it's time you learn to live within your own means.
Yes, sir. Well, at least I'll never need any more clothes.
Why?
Because I'll never be able to show my face in this town again.
It looks beautiful.
It's awful. It's charming. It's a disaster.
Now, stop that, Pat. It's a very nice little dress.
That's exactly what it is, Mom. Can you imagine what a fabulous creation Sue Ellen's gonna have on?
Oh, Mother, it's utter heaven. Patty will sink through the floor.
You know, I suppose it's rather silly. But I would much rather that you were wearing this.
Oh, Mother, that old thing was my first formal gown.
Yes, darling, I know. That's why I'm so very fond of it. Now, I suppose it'll just sit here.
Oh, Mom, I know. I'll donate it to the thrift shop.
Well, now that's a very good idea.
I'll take it over. Who knows? Maybe some poor deserving girl can use it.
$6.75. I'm dead, Kathy. Patty, be sensible. Wear the blue. No! I'll stay home first. Darn. Why couldn't I listen to Papa and learn the value of thrift? Thrift. That's it. I'll go to the thrift shop. I'm sure to find a gown there. An evening gown? Well, sure. Mrs. Caldwell's rich friends donate all kinds of things. Come on, Kathy. Take out some of the money. It's me. It is lovely.
You're lucky. It came in just a little while ago.
Oh? It's just about my size, too. How much is it?
How much did you want to spend?
$6.75.
Very well. It's yours.
Oh, Kathy! I can just see the look on Sue Ellen's face when she sees me in that. I'm sorry, it's all in change, but I think it's all there. 75. I'll get that. $1, Kathy. Here.
My, you all look so pretty.
Thank you.
Well, they should. They've been getting dressed since Tuesday.
Oh, Miss Sue Ellen.
Hi there.
Sue Ellen, what a beautiful gown.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to see yours.
Oh, yeah, as soon as I fix my hair a little bit.
Oh, Patty, the room back there.
Thank you. Come on, Kathy. Excuse us. Sue Ellen's dress is a bit much, don't you think? Yes, Patty. Come on. Maybe I wouldn't. You know, that's typical, though. Just like this picture gallery of her. After all, it is her house. Yeah, but... Kathy! What's the matter? Look! It's just a picture of Sue. Oh, no. She's wearing my dress. She can't be. But she is, look! Christmas at home, my first formal gown. She gave it to the thrift shop. That's the dirtiest trick I've ever heard of. What are you going to do? Well, for openers, hide.
Yes, Patty's been a tower of strength to us in the thrift shop. Where is she?
Oh, she's primping, I imagine. She may never show up.
Sounds like Woody. He can spend 2 hours picking out the ultimate necktie.
Patty, be sensible. You can't stay in here all evening. Why not? Condition writ.
Where's Patty?
She's, fixing her hair.
Oh. Oh, fussy old Mrs. Montague insists I hang this.
I got lost.
Oh, well, let me take your coat.
Oh, no, that's all right. I'd like to keep it really slow.
It's no trouble. What's the matter?
Oh, I just got a sudden terrible chill.
Patty, what's wrong?
Well, nothing, Sue. Everything is absolutely fine. I'll be fine in just a few minutes. Now, why don't you just run along and take care of your guests? And I'm really having a ball, and I'll see you in a little minute.
Oh. That's Sue Ellen in her first formal gown.
Charming. A lovely child.
And she's so thoughtful. Do you know she just donated that gown to the thrift shop?
Isn't that sweet?
Patty, that's the coward's way out. Well, what do you think I am? That's nothing. Come on, Patty! Swell it. Yes, Kathy, I see what you mean about that dress.
Patty! Where did you get that dress?
I had a little dressmaker who ran it up for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she does all my things.
That just happens to be my old evening gown.
That's ridiculous. There's this little old lady
Let me
who has
see
a
that
shop,
label.
and every time I want
I
a
was
nice
right.
dress,
So you went to the thrift shop and bought my old dress.
I did not. Well, I didn't know it was your dress. Please, Sue, promise me you won't tell anybody. Please, promise. Buddy, pal, friend.
Of course not. I'd be an utter monster to.
Oh, and you're not. You're kind and sweet and generous, honey.
Mrs. Caldwell wants to say hello.
Oh, she'll be right in, Mrs. Lane. This is going to be a beautiful party. Here's Patty.
Well, good evening, dear.
Yes, that's one person's opinion.
Isn't that a lovely gown, Mrs. Caldwell?
Charming. Simply charming.
Thank you.
Oh, Woody, darling. Here's Patty.
Hi.
Isn't she a dream in that gown?
Smashing.
Oh, look who just came in.
Speaking of this dress, the most amusing coincidence.
Patty is wearing what we call the classic young lady's evening gown.
I am?
Of course. I imagine you have one too, haven't you, dear?
Yes, Mrs. Caldwell. As a matter of fact.
Yes. I see you have. You know, I have 3 nieces with all the identical evening gowns, exactly the same.
All 3 of them?
Why, of course. Every well-dressed young girl does wear one.
But...
Oh, I think the band is starting up again. Woody, you haven't danced with Patty yet.
Righto. What say, old girl?
Wizard, Woody.
They make a charming couple, don't they?
Yes. Don't they? Well, thank you very much for bringing me home, Woody. It was a fabulous party.
Wizard. Are you free next Saturday night?
Oh, I suppose I could arrange it.
I'm giving a welcome home party.
Oh, great. For who?
Ella Fortescue. She just returned from Paris.
Who is Ella Fortescue?
My girl. That's right. You'll adore her. See you 7-ish. Bye.
Bye-ish. Kathy, guess who's back in town? Ella Fortescue. Woody told me at the party tonight. He's been going with her all his life.
Yeah, now he tells me.
What am I going to do? Oh, you'll survive. And then there's always Richard. After the way I treated him, he'll never talk to me again as long as I live. And I don't blame him. You know something? He's too good for me.
You're right. He is.
Richard. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just passing by.
Kathy phoned you. Well, I didn't think you'd mind. You're not angry. Angry? I could kiss you. Richard, I am going to fix you the most beautiful sandwich you ever saw. Turkey, chicken, cheese, ham, salami, coleslaw, pickles, mustard.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair.